Mr Jimi Agbaje is the People's Democratic Party gubernatorial aspirant in Lagos State. April 11 is the D-Day for these elections. He was the guest speaker at this forum where Mr Jimi Agbaje launched two books, one on a complex strategy, but the particular one he was focused on was Democracy Without Democrats. He spoke on democracy and governance in Nigeria. We used this opportunity to talk to him. We asked him questions about democracy, Nigeria's polity, the decision by the president after the 2015 elections, and also what he will do as governor of Lagos State, considering the concerns that he may stop some ongoing projects or policies. And here's what he had to say.
What has happened in the past is the military hands over. We start the experiment and we go 4 years, 8 years, and once it doesn't go your way, you say, let's crash it. Because you see you cannot get a hold on things, let's crash it. And it's crashed, it goes back to the military, they run it, and then you go back again. Then you build it again. Now if you win, you try and hold on to it. If you don't win, then you're looking as to how to crash it again. And that's what's been happening in our country. And that's why we must give ourselves some credit, that at least this time round, we've done 16 years, and we're likely at least to do another 4 years, making it 20. Because it's the first time that it's getting difficult to crash, or better still, there's more will to make it run rather than crash it. But then we must accept that in bringing it together, the motives may not have been so much for governance, for good governance, but with time, we will see how it evolves. So I first talk about forming the political party. Now, it's different when you now form the political party, maybe with good intentions. Then you want to put people in positions in the political party. And that means you need the chairman, you need the executive members of the party. Now, who chooses these people? Is it the few that are powerful, have the money, the resources, and are able to install, so to say, their own people there? So if you talk about democracy, which is about numbers, about people voting for who they want to lead, then you've already crashed democracy at that point. So it means you choose the chairman of the party who is probably in the pocket of those that have put him in place. He's not there about democracy. He's there to serve the purpose of the person or persons that have put him there. And so already your democracy begins to shake. So that's an issue. Then, of course, you go on and the elections are coming. You want to choose candidates. Let's talk about, first start from the low level, the local government. You then decide that you want to have people that are going to represent the party at the local government. Now, if you're already in power, you can decide that I want to hold power and I want to hold this grassroots as a person or as persons. And so you say, the best way I can have power in Ikoyi local government, let me use Ikoyi since we're in Ikoyi, is if I bring an Ikoyi person here, there are things he may not be able to do because he's from this area. He's probably grown up here. He's enjoyed, say, the parks, and I want to build a house where that park is. Now, if I bring an Ikoyi person here, he's going to find it difficult to allow me to build that park because it's where he grew up. So I can then say, you know what? I'm not going to bring an Ikoyi person here. I'm going to bring somebody from Agege and install him in Ikoyi. Now, there are two things that happen. The first one is that person is not liked in Ikoyi because he didn't grow up in Ikoyi. He's not the choice of the membership in Ikoyi. So his only allegiance is to the person that has put him there. So if that person or persons decide that they want to build the house where the park is, he really couldn't care less. Because in any case, if he doesn't agree, then he's out of a job. So when you're talking about governance, I'm trying to relate both now, and saying that once that is faulty, then it's going to affect governance. And so I think Rashid and co spoke about institutions and things like that. You need to build the party itself or the politics as an institution, or else you are not going to have or guarantee good governance. He talked about it growing beyond the CEO. Presently, our governance is still dependent on the CEO, in this case, those that own the political party. So if the party, if the owners are good, then there'll be good governance. But if they're bad, then there'll be bad governance. So again, you look at that and you say, fine, I've used local government as an example. I brought in somebody and I know that his allegiance is to me and to nobody else. Then you go up and you want to choose House of Rep, House of the Senate and all. And then again is, who is going to listen to me? Because that's the consideration in many cases where you're not running democracy the way it should be. So no matter how good you may be, for as long as it doesn't suit the purpose of the person or persons that hold the party, then there's a problem.
Candidates must be careful where they get money from. They must be careful the terms of collecting money if they're about good governance. That's very important. You know, it's like I tell people, they say in politics, you want to have a rally. If you want to have a rally of 1 million people and you want to pay for it, you will get 1 million people. But that's not the reality of your followership. So it's the same way that if you want to run for office and you want to bring about good governance and you collect money from just anywhere or on any terms, then you are looking for trouble because you will not be able to bring about good governance. So again, it's for the candidate to be careful as to where he's sourcing his or her funds from.
And what would you say to President Jonathan's conceding of defeat? What's your advice to politicians going forward in politics?
With regards to President Jonathan, I think he has shown himself to be a statesman, and that's something that we have to commend him for. And that's probably the greatest legacy he's going to leave behind, apart from the many other achievements that he has. But what he will be remembered most for will be that he ran an election and he conceded victory. It's not something that happens in this part of the world. And for him to have done that, he didn't only do it to show he was a statesman. If he had done otherwise, Nigeria would be in a different situation today. And so he has shown his love for this country. He has shown that, like he said, politics is not worth the drop of anybody's blood. And I think he's put his mouth where he's put his money where his mouth is, as they say.
Then finally, from your part, if you win this election in Lagos State, the issue of sustainable policy has been a challenge. Sometimes people are afraid that if one takes over, it may discard what has been on ground. Can you make a statement on this?
No, look, I'm on record to have said that I am not going to change policies. I'm not going to change projects. I'm not going to abandon projects. There is a reality that for as long as you have projects, what you can do is maybe to change a bit how it's done. Some people have said you will scrap LASMA. LASMA has an objective. His objective is for free flow of traffic. So LASMA will continue to be. He said you scrap even LOMA. And I said, well, if we scrap LOMA, then how do we handle waste management? So you will not be scrapping LOMA. You will not be doing that. The light rail is something that is good. The BRT, we will run it, but we'll run it in a way that we feel can be more beneficial to the people. So it's not about coming in and playing politics and saying everything that was done in the past is bad and you want to throw it away. No, we're not about that.